Hey, Pusnet, new little video. This video actually is for a contest, and most of you know, or all of you know, that I'm on the E2E forums, and Adam, the great Adam, had a pretty cool idea of what would you do with camping survival, I believe. Sorry if I missed the name, but anyway, I'll put the links of the contest and everything under this video. And you have to do a 2-hour, a $200 kit, up to $200 kit, and you could survive for 24 hours with it. And the thing too is that nobody really so you could literally give this thing to someone that has knowledge or not, because obviously some people, you would just buy a good knife and that would be enough for them, but it's pretty much like you have someone that doesn't know much, so you give them this kit and you're like, here, go survive for 24 hours. So I thought the idea was interesting. So obviously, being the nurse that I am, everybody I thought would have even better idea than I have on other gears to bring and tarps and stuff. So the video said as well to be original. So I thought, hey, let's not like get them all bored, so have like a Reese's Pieces of a video. So I thought it'd be the originality with the survival. So I look on their website, and the first place I went was the first aid kit. So I found the first aid kit, and I'll put the link on under, and I look at the list of the things that they would carry in that first aid kit. And from that I'm like, how can I use those items to survive? So this is what I'm going to do now. So those are my ideas. Obviously for the contest you have to have a minimum of 10 items. I'll put the 9 other items, but I will focus, this video will focus only on the first aid kit and its application. And at the same time, I thought it would be a cool exercise to see, because I think a lot of people, if they would go through your car and they would see like a bug-out bag or something, they would grab a bug-out bag, but maybe not so much the first aid kit. Well, if they leave you the first aid kit, especially that first aid kit that it was there, you still have stuff to survive. And for those that follows me pretty regularly on my channel, you'll know how much I'm against in a way of gauze. But finally, I did find a real use to them, and that's what I'll show in this video. So let's start this video. True. So obviously I won't go through the whole first aid kit, what they had and stuff, but more ideas that I had from some of the items that they were showing. So the first one they had was a roll of cloth tape, which probably this is from multiple first aid kit that I had, so that probably about be the quality or even inferior quality of the cloth tape that they would have. Well, 3 things that I kind of found. The obvious one would be like to help with your shelter. So I mean, it's tape, so I know it wouldn't be hold very much, but don't forget that this thing is, see, it's pretty resistant. And this is 1 layer. It's gonna make pretty decent cordage, and just in a few minutes, I got one here. Obviously it doesn't hold like very strong, but still I have to apply a lot of pressure on this, and this was like, I have no big I'm not like a cordage master, so see, like this part one there is a little bit harder to break, so could make some good cordage. Obviously can be used pretty much like a little bit like duct tape. So for those that ever play like hockey, it's a little bit the same kind of tape that they use over there. And so those disposable glove. So this one is in pretty much all the kits. It had multiple use I mean, you can carry water with this. You can make a water filter as well. So if I put this in a container and fill this with different layers of sand and ashes and stuff, then I could make a and another one that I thought of it. So 4x4s are pretty much they're a little bit different, but see it as cotton. So just like this is not cotton, but it's pretty much like the same thing as we have for clothes. So I know cotton in water doesn't do well, but this is a little bit waterproof. This is why we're wearing them. So they can make condensation as well. But I mean, in a pinch, if you fill that with 4x4s, and obviously it would do a better job than this, then you could have yourself a pair. Actually, like I'm already just putting this right now. I can already feel the heat of my glove, and I just that have right now. So that could be a pair of gloves. So you could create like clothes as well, depending on the situation that happens and stuff. In the kit the first aid kit I followed, there's different package of it, and it can be used for that purpose. Emergency blanket. Everybody knows about them. Everybody gets seeing tons of videos on them. So could be good for water collections. Could be used for shelter. Could be used also to make clothes. So if you put them and hold it and you can make yourself a jacket or something with this, and actually even if you have when you have a burn patient, they're dressing something because they have a lot of injuries to their chest. You could add this either under or over. I would probably put a layer under, depending if you have no clothes at all. So if your clothes, like let's say you fell into a lake or something and you're fully wet, then I would take off my clothes, put this on, and or a layer of this, and then over, because this could bring conduction. So you could be protected with this. But this, if it gets wet, obviously it's cotton. So cotton, if it gets wet, obviously most people know that it's bad, especially in the winter conditions, which is mostly what I live in, even in the summer. So yeah, so you could make yourself a chest or clothes with that, and we'll come back to this one. But yeah, you could use this. You could collect water with that, and that could be one of the another use. There's a lot of triangular bandage in first aid kits. So obviously, just like any bandana that people carry, you can use that for water filters. You can use that for making clothes as well. You can make so if you're again, because here I'm mostly in the winter, if you fell down through the water and your socks would be wet and you don't have another pair, well, you can make a pair with this. So there's tons of different ways that you can use those bandage. When I used to be ski patrol, and if you ever have a chance to buy a book of ski patrol, they'll show you a lot of different bandage on. I'm not sure, because wire splint can be different things, but usually now, because they used to be wires, but now they most of the time they use the SAM splint or a similar kind of thing. And I don't know if you've ever seen one of those sacrificed for the good of the community. This is the finger one. So as you can see, there's like a little piece of metal. So as itself, there's no strength to it. So like as you can see, I can mount it. But if you put the proper now it's hard because it's been broken, but if you put the proper fold into it, and there's 2 or 3, and there's a whole video of it. You can go on the Sam Splint YouTube channel, and they explain all the folds. And now you have like a very strong, as you can see, it's not as, actually I can't, so I cannot bend it like it was before, and it's just because of that little fold that now I put. Well, it could be used also to make clothes. So again, if we're talking about shoes, so let's say you lost your shoes, whatever, when you fell into the lake, your boot was swept by the water. Well, now you're going to walk in snow. Again, I'm talking a lot about snow, but in the summer too, I mean, if you have to work in sands or sandals, or well, you could make, obviously not from this side, but usually the big ones, you could make a sandals out of your foot, or make a sole for your shoes. So with, if I have my foot here and I cover it with my bandana and stuff, well then I could put my layer either under or under like this, and now I can make a pair of shoes. So that was one of the uses, and as well as probably if you would have to sacrifice. But I saw that actually it was a good experience, because the cheap ones, it's not as well attached as this, but the SAM splint, as you can see, it's very hard to. They do a very good job to put the protection, which is good, because that means it doesn't separate as easily. But it makes it hard to get just a piece of metal. So if you would need to make a container, let's say even because as you can see here, I can clean it a little bit. But if you would need to do a pot or something like this, I guess you could use that metal. But as you can see, it gets hard to do. But probably with some heat, not fire, because obviously fire would burn this thing on, and it's synthetics. I don't know if I would want to use that, but if you would need a piece of wire, and obviously if you're in a survival situation and you have time, as you can see it just by doing that a little bit, now I can clean it pretty well. So yeah, you could use it's a little piece of metal there, so that could be used for that. So for repair or creating tools.